Continuing on with The Phoenix by Sylvia Townsend Warner, and this is satire. In the story, the phoenix, the bird, is everything that is rare and civilized, but it's too quiet, too classical to be appreciated by society. What a sad thought this is, that when something is rare, it is not appreciated by society because it's not exciting enough and interesting enough. The bird wasn't good enough for the public to look at alone. They wanted it to do something spectacular, like bursting into flames. Therefore, the materialistic instincts in man take over to bring about commercial success through the exploitation of nature. Exploitation means to take advantage of. So basically, humans, the human race, mankind, was taking advantage of nature in order to make money out of it. And the nature in this story is the phoenix, the bird. Irony. We're going to look at irony now in this short story. Irony means the use of language and plot to signify the opposite of something, typically for humorous or emphatic effect. Emphatic effect means to emphasize something for effect. Society's preference for violence and sensationalism, to make something sensational, is illustrated or shown through the thousands of people who queue to watch the macabre. Remember macabre from Sredni Vashtar? The macabre self-immolation, when you set yourself on fire, of the phoenix. Ironically, those who rush to watch the grand death of this beautiful bird are actually the ones who die at the end of the story. So this is ironic, that people want something sensational to happen because the phoenix isn't interested enough on its own. It's not beautiful enough for them. So they want something spectacular to happen. But ironically, when this spectacular thing does happen, they all die along with it. What do you think this symbolizes? Well, we're going to look at symbolism in this story now. What does the phoenix symbolize? Well, the phoenix symbolizes the force of nature and how powerful nature is, and the fact that nature always wins over mankind. We try to tame it, we try to control it, we try to have power over it, but it's nature that is the most powerful. It also symbolizes the wonders of nature and how beautiful nature is. Lord Strawberry symbolizes the bright side of humanity. Yes, humanity, humans, mankind can be evil, and that's definitely what Mr. Poldero symbolizes. But Lord Strawberry shows the good side of humanity. We can see this in the fact that he would rather die penniless than let his bird go hungry. The reason that he dies with no money and the phoenix has to be sold is because he wants to buy bird food for the phoenix, and the bird food is very expensive. But he'd rather die broke with no money than let his beautiful bird go hungry. And what does Mr. Poldero represent or symbolize? Well, quite clearly, he symbolizes the dark side of humanity, the opposite, the antithesis of Lord Strawberry. He also symbolizes society's desire for money and the desire for the next best thing. Is Warner implying that we can live in harmony with our world without exploiting its resources? Is she implying that humans can live alongside nature, but we don't have to take advantage of it? Possibly. Otherwise, if we don't do this, the human race will be condemned. We will fail because we will be destroying our own world. We will be destroying nature. Something to think about as well is that there is only ever one phoenix that lives in the world. Does this symbolize that we only have one world, one Earth, one planet? And if we destroy our planet, where are we going to go from there? We only have one shot at this life and this world. And if we destroy our own world, then we're going to fail as a human race. And maybe this is what the phoenix symbolizes in this story. Some themes in this story, the phoenix. Greed. Greed is clearly an important theme in this story. The phoenix was taken from its own environment and put into a cage in order to satisfy human curiosity and the greed of Poldero. He wanted to make money from the phoenix at all costs. He was very, very greedy. Also, society disrupting the natural order of things. The natural order of things is nature and the usual order of things in nature. In this story, the natural order of things is that the phoenix naturally grows old in its own time and then self-immolates and is reborn. However, Mr. Poldero wanted to quicken this natural order of things. He wanted to make the phoenix older before its time, and he wanted to make him weak and sick so that he would self-immolate before he was ready to. And he wanted to do that in order to make money. So this is where man disrupts the natural order of things. Also, Warner is given as a timely message. It's a timely message because we can connect with our society at the moment, and we can see these things happening in our own society. So it's a timely message about our treatment of nature's creatures. Here are some essay questions that you should think about when you are revising for your exam. Explore how Warner makes the ending so effective for you. You can see the keywords in this question in bold and underlined. Explore means look at all of the different ways that Warner makes the ending so effective for you. How is this ending powerful? What effect does it have on the reader? The fact that this poetic justice, the phoenix winning, triumphing in the end over his abuser, Poldero. What thoughts and feelings does Warner provoke in you as you read the story? Basically, how do you feel as you're reading the story? What does it make you feel? What does it make you think about when you're reading the story? Explore in detail the way Warner memorably portrays greed in The Phoenix. So you need to go into detail, obviously. This is an essay. How Warner memorably means very convincingly, and it makes you remember it after you've finished reading the story. Portrays, shows greed in The Phoenix. So you would want to think about the way that Poldero is portrayed, characterized. You would want to think of the poetic justice in here, the satire, the irony, and the way that Poldero changes the natural order of things in the world in order to quicken the phoenix's death for his own greed. And definitely you need to be talking about the ending. How does Warner make the character of Poldero particularly unpleasant for you? How does she use characterization to build up this really nasty, mean character of Poldero? He's an abuser. He abuses the Phoenix. What does Warner make you feel about human nature in the Phoenix? You want to be talking about greed. You want to be talking about good versus evil. You want to be talking about the fact that society has become obsessed with having the next best thing rather than appreciating what we have and appreciating the nature around us.